night. Got a couple dealers to the daylight. Got a couple bags, had to catch a flight. About to take it off in the nighttime. Just shot a real bag at an accent. Driving on foreigns, about to cop a pin. Profits on super like a Clark Kent. Yeah, shout out D-Lo, gotta represent. Yeah. From 6 in the morning, I'ma keep coming, I'ma keep going. Yeah. Profits on profits, we got them. Copping, no stopping, I'ma just let it ride. My entry is my destiny. Exit is my patience. When I see a bad trade, I ain't playing this. I know what my goal is. I know how to pace. Let's get it. Drivers on 100 fold. Coming full force, not race. Yes. Pull up, yeah. Whip back. And it's force funded. Killing the game. I got it. I'm buffing my entries to trigger. So it's true that the gun did my chick's bad. And I'm not frontin'. And she's leaving Europe, that London. If I show up in the kill zone on time, yeah, I'm gunning. Yeah. Deposits are hitting my base. This is real life, not a phase. We don't just do this for play. Catching these profits today. Money is all in the way. Chairman, I'm running my race. Deposits are hitting my base. This is real life, not a phase. We just don't do this for play. Catching these profits today. Money is all in my way. Chairman, I'm running my race. My entire team is my life. My entries are always precise. My exits are all time concise. My future is looking real bright. Even though BCLS is all on the plan, I know by tonight my profits will smash. These vectors will dash. I'm hitting TPs, alright. Split a click up fast, gotta cash so fast, so you know what the deal. Don't trade the trade, cause I'm paid to wait. I got these newbies like, man, this ain't real. In the zone 1, zone 2, hit a lick for the price, yeah, kill what we kill. Hit the red pill, always on the blue. Can you see this damn all on my grill? Pick up the moves, pick up the weight, all up in the markets all day. Pick up the profits, markets are thoughtless. I'm catching the whole back today. We are the nation, and we stand proud, rubbing all this cash all deep in your face. Ice on froze, nobody knows what's coming next. Hyperdrive's the way. Yeah, pull up, yeah, whip back, and it's force funded, killing the game. I got it, I'm buffing my entries to trigger, so it's true that the gun did my chick's bad, and I'm not frontin'. And she's leaving Europe, that London. If I show up in the kill zone on time, yeah, I'm gunning, yeah. Deposits are hitting my base. This is real life, not a phase. We don't just do this for play. Catching these profits today. Money is all in the way. Chairman, I'm running my race. Deposits are hitting my base. This is real life, not a phase. We just don't do this for play. Catching these profits today. Money is all in my way. Chairman, I'm running my race. I'm gunning, yeah. Deposits are hitting my base. This is real life, not a phase. We don't just do this for play. Catching these profits today. Money is all in the way. Chairman, I'm running my race. Deposits are hitting my base. This is real life, not a phase. We just don't do this for play. Catching these profits today. Money is all in my way. Chairman, I'm running my race.
Is it a buy or sell? I'm like,
yo, go ahead and drop them cities in the chat. We're gonna go ahead and get started in the next 2 minutes. 2 minutes, guys. Drop your cities in the chat right now.
My stop loss got hit. How? How did your stop loss get? We haven't even entered into a trade yet. Are you serious? Oh man, I can't do this.
Coach, I'm red. 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 No, seriously. Coach, I'm red. 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 boys that play into a trade relay. Yeah, screams off the top of their lungs. Before I get trade, straight plunge. For some reason, never blew. What you doing? I don't know what I do wrong. Wow. Killing these trade on live. The whole nation gonna ride. Go ride. The chats, I'm never surprised. Someone about to mess up the vibe. Sitting on heavy blue, we about to kill this rise. If you don't enter in the right place, your whole camp's gonna die. Coach, I'm red. 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 No, seriously. Coach, I'm red. 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 No, seriously. Coach, I'm red. How you red? All you have to do is just play. Are we buying or selling? Everything you need is sitting on the page. What's the direction? Coach, I'm new. Is it a buy or sell? What do I do? Yeah. Only time will tell. Would you buy to a stop loss? Would you buy to get profits? Yes. Would you play if you feel lost? Let me know if you got this. Wow. If I tell you what I'm risking, you know you put a trigger. Cash. Risk the reward, sitting, I'm about to be bigger and bigger. Coach, I'm red. 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 No, seriously. Coach, I'm red. 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 No, seriously. Coach, I'm red. How are you red? Doesn't matter if we blue. Some are gonna be red too. Where's the signals? Not supposed to enter real late. Tripping in the FOMO dudes. Why they always quick when they red? Even with a deal with the spread. Yeah. What? Did you even listen what I said? Or did it go over your head? Over and over. Doesn't matter if we blue. Some are gonna be red too. Coach, what do I do? Not supposed to enter real late. Tripping in the FOMO dudes. Did we enter yet? Why they always quick when they red? Even with a deal with the spread. Wait, yeah. Hold on. Did you even listen what I said?
Coach, I don't care what you're saying. I'm red.
Coach, I'm red. Coach, I'm red. Coach, I'm red.
What's going on? What's going on, guys? Let's go ahead and get this stream started. I'm gonna go ahead and turn down the music a bit, and we'll get this thing started right now. Appreciate each and every single one of you guys that are tuning in live with me. Just had to make sure everybody is good to go. One of the first things that I will do before we go ahead and get the stream, for you guys that may or may not know me, my name is Kyle Hustles. A lot of new subscribers to the channel and a lot of newbies to the actual stream, and we just want to welcome each and every single one of you guys. We have been getting better, we have been upgrading, the stream has been getting more popping by the day. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm really excited. I try to really not hype things up too much. I really try to just, let the results do the talking, let the actual work and action do the talking. But as you guys can see, the results are starting to show, and people are starting to tune in. People are starting to actually see what it is that we are doing. It's been years in the making. So I just want to say I appreciate each and every single one of you guys that are liking and commenting the streams daily. We will continue to do the New York sessions live at 8:30, right? Just to actually get a feel for the market and actually be ready to actually be in a state where we can take positions and get into the market. Usually I would aim for around 9:30, but we do want to be ready for those 9:30 positions before they actually go ahead and arise. Now, again, for you guys that are trading, I want you to drop what is your favorite pair that you're looking at this week. What pair are you actually looking at, right? Other than the cities, appreciate my guy Devon for dropping his city, Mississippi. Let's go. My guy DG, always appreciate you for tuning in and staying consistent, my brother. Now, for everybody else, what pairs are you looking at heading into this week? I will go over some of the pairs that I trade and the approach that I will take towards the market. And I'll give you guys some setups and how to actually set up your charts. There's a lot of charts out there. There's a lot of currencies out there. I will go over some of the currencies that you guys request, but I'm going to show you guys how I set up the markets. I'm going to show you guys how I set up for this week and what are the pairs that I'm looking at personally. So shout out my guy USD CAD. USD CAD has been moving. I'm not going to lie. I have seen a lot of people catch some moves lately due to all of this action going on with the dollar for the most part. And we will have to look over the actual fundamental news releases before we actually head into the market. Something that I will be looking at for this week. It is the second week of June, and I do just want to filter out only for the red folders on this entire week. I don't really want to look at anything else. I had a little bit of music on, but I don't know where it went. Here it is. Okay. Hopefully that isn't too loud. That is loud. Okay. It should be definitely lower now. Alright, there we go. So the fundamental news release that I'm looking at for this entire week is leading up to Wednesday. We do have core CPI coming out. This is very, very important. We also do have the federal funds rate and FOMC statement, right? So we have back-to-back red folders all on one day, Wednesday. So a lot of the action will be leading up to Wednesday, and we definitely will be looking to get into the market leading to Wednesday. This week will be a very active week. This is why I did go live. This is why I am posting a lot more. This is why I'm dropping a lot more charts. Right, we're leading up to June. We're leading up to these important fundamental events, and these are driving factors that lead volatility in the market. These are gonna be those positions that actually help you grow those accounts. You guys know I really preach and harp on risk management, and I will like actually go into my risk management strategy a lot more in depth. I really don't go into it as much as I do with my core students, but now that I am on YouTube, you know, I will go my exact strategy of risk management on futures, especially for you guys that are trading on the same exact strategy, right? Let's get it. So PPI releases on Thursday as well. Honestly, this is very important. Friday we do have preliminary UOM consumer sentiment. Now, breaking down what actually these events can mean for the market. CPI is actually the change of price and goods of services produced by consumers, excluding food and energy. So think about it like this: goods and services, right? When you go to the store and you purchase maybe like just a bag of chips, right? Consumers, just an everyday consumer, but it's not food. So you got to think about a good and service that's not food. Let's say you go to the store and you pass that bag of chips and it's something that's not food or energy, maybe like a toy, right? You're at Toys R Us, you're at Walmart, and you get a t-shirt, right? You know, there is an actual release that is with food and energy, and that is the actual CPI month over month. So the core CPI release is excluding food and energy, and the regular just plain CPI month over month is just the change of price of goods and services with food and energy and everything all into one. And this is released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And for the most part, it's only every month. And this is forecasted to come out lower. We are expecting lower. And for the most part, you guys have to understand that if this comes out lower, then this would not mean good for the dollar. It would mean bad for the currency. It would mean bad for the dollar. Now, the CPI release itself could shake the market. You guys have to understand this type of things could really shake the market if it does come out lower. So we're gonna have to really pay attention leading up to Wednesday about the positions that we're getting into, because if CPI does indeed come out lower than the previous, then it would not mean good for the dollar whatsoever. Now, heading into the FOMC statement, there is federal funds rate, and before I actually get into FOMC, I don't want to skip the gun. There's a lot of news, right? FOMC is one of the main ones I'm looking at, but going over all of the news, federal funds rate is actually expected to come out flat, so I didn't really want to go over it. But for you guys that may not know what federal funds rate is, this is actually the interest rates. You guys have to understand interest rates shift whenever you're at a bank or an institution and you're looking to get lending, you're looking to get business funding. Business funding does work a little bit different nowadays. They have special programs for businesses. But let's say you were just a regular person looking to get lending from the bank, right? There is an actual interest rate, and these decisions of the interest rates fluctuate all the time. Interest rates are not something that is always set, right? Sometimes the interest rate you get one month is not going to be the interest rate you get next month. Sometimes, they don't change as much. The 5.5% right now, they're leaving it unchanged, right? They are leaving it unchanged, and we are looking most likely to have them leaving it unchanged. Once they start changing these interest rates is when they're making big decisions in the economy, because the banks and the institutions are where the majority of the big money is held, created, and stored. So if you understand the interest rates and where they're going, and if you can see that interest rates start changing, that can mean for a big decision in the market. Interest rates aren't looking to be changed this month entirely. So I'm not really looking too much at federal funds rate. Now the FOMC statement, understanding that if it's more hawkish, if the FOMC statement comes out slightly higher, you guys have to understand that it's going to be good for the currency. So there's not much data out for this at the moment, but we will continue to follow it. I'm not the person that's going to be looking and saying, all right, I know exactly what the FOMC statement is going to come out and what they're going to say. I don't know exactly how it's going to come out, or if it's going to come out hawkish or not, but they are expecting more hawkish, and they are expecting for it to be good for the currency. So we shall see. It will develop with time. So let's look into the charts. Other than that, there is Friday and Thursday PPI that I do want to actually go over, but understand a lot of this is subject to change. PPI, this is actually the change of price of finished and goods and services sold by producers. That's not food and energy. Once again, the bare PPI, just a regular PPI statement, is the change of price of finished goods and services sold by producers. That does have the food and energy included with it. Now, the PPI statement as a whole is actually expected to come out lower. That would mean worse for the dollar. So I think for the most part, Wednesday would be a shake-up day. There's going to be a lot of mixed data on Wednesday, but on Thursday, a lot of that would probably cool down, and a lot of that would lead more towards the expected release of what the news comes out as. So understand that if you're trading earlier on Monday, Tuesday, you shouldn't really take on too much risk. We are going to be active. We are going to be looking at setups. Just because we're active doesn't mean we're executing, right? So be aware. We will be active the majority of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But a lot of the moves will play out towards Wednesday and Thursday. So understand that, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of these volatility that's going to come in, all right, is gonna be on Wednesday and Thursday. So I'm glad you guys are aware. There are unemployment claims as well. Very, very important. 8:30 a.m. right 30 minutes after the open, which is why I look to go live around 8:30 a.m. because we will not be trading right before these news releases, or we will not be in positions whatsoever during some of these news releases, especially these crazy CPI, FOMC statements. I will not really be in positions, but directly after them, following the release, following what it comes out as, is when we can actually see our true directional bias and actually lean to execute in the market. So unemployment claims is actually expected to come out lower. This is the number of individuals who filed for unemployment, and this is not good for the currency whatsoever. This is bearish the dollar. So, and this is Thursday. Keep that in mind. Today is Sunday. So right now I'm going over news releases for Wednesday and Thursday. Once again, I know a lot of you guys are excited. I know I'm excited too. If you're excited for this trading week, drop a 333 in the chat box right now, because I'm excited. It is going to be a very volatile week. I hope you guys are aware of the news releases and the news events going on this week. If you guys are not, head over to the forexfactory.com and save this website to your computer and make sure that you have it, to make sure that you're aware of all of these fundamental news releases and you're not getting caught up in dead positions, and you know exactly when the volatility is going to strike. If you guys want more further updates, you guys can always get inside of the Discord. The link is inside of the description. So let's head over to the dollar. First things first, I'm gonna head over to the monthly chart, take off all of these indicators right here. For you guys that are inside of my course, you guys do understand and know how I use these indicators, but you guys know that we don't really need the indicators to predict exactly where the market is headed. So looking at the dollar right now, we are trapped between a supply and demand zone, right? That's the point of the matter. Now, do I believe this candle will hold? At this point in time, we are not quite sure yet, because it is in the middle. All right, we are in the middle of this supply and demand. And obviously, a lot of this is based off of how the news actually goes ahead and comes out. But I would actually be not surprised if we continue bullish from here. I would not be surprised if we continue bullish, because we just filled a lot of imbalance. We just, sweep the lows. We pretty much just are creating that spring-like action. Obviously, it's not yet confirmed on the 4-hour. We have not broken 4-hour structure yet, but I would be waiting for that to happen. Closer to this supply up here, I would probably be looking back to short the market. So I wouldn't be bullish for a long time being. I wouldn't be getting into the short right away, because understand, it already mitigated this supply level again. It already mitigated this once before. So this is not as strong as the supply level as we may think it is. It might be, it might react, but we cannot really be that forward looking once yet. Right? So I will continue to monitor the market. If it does break above this supply level here, then for the most part we will actually come in and start digging into this imbalance. This imbalance over here, I definitely am keeping an eye out on it. It has left a big hiccup in the market, and it's something that can be filled or it can be left behind. The closer we get and the higher we get, the more chance of it getting filled. It actually starts becoming more true. So we don't want to see that happen if we want bearish dollar bias to actually continue. So let's see how it develops. Salute to my brother Free Zone Lou. Man, salute to you, bro. We are in this supply and demand zone, so we'll look to see reactions around there. On the actual US dollar Dow Jones chart, I'm not gonna lie, it's looking a little bit more like bullish. It is looking a little bit more bullish on this chart. Sometimes you do have to look at different chart feeds. I don't only just look at the DXY on TVC. I do look at it on the FX, the Dow Jones. So I'm not gonna lie, it's not really looking good for the bears, but I am saying hopefully it just starts off the week bullish and ends off the week bearish. But if not, then I guess bullish dollar all the way is what it's looking like. If you look at pairs like GBP USD, let's go ahead and reset our chart view. I would actually be more bearish to dollar, like now seeing pairs like GBP USD and gold, my usual pairs, right? I would be more bearish to dollar more than anything. But these are harsh closes. Maybe most people aren't looking to buy around these harsh closes, so it could mean one more week of retracements. So again, for you guys that don't know what are the pairs that I trade and how I set up with them, the reason why I'm going over pairs and everything is because they can be translated to futures. For you guys that have traded Forex in the past, drop a 1 in the chat if you're currently trading on Forex. Drop a 2 in the chat if you're currently trading on futures. Right? A lot of people don't really understand. You could trade the same pairs, but there are differences. There are slight differences. They are the same charts for the most part. Some broker feeds and some things are different. But who's trading on a Forex? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're on Forex. Drop a 2 if you're on a futures broker. I just want to see where you guys are at. I'm looking at the chat right now. I need to see some activity. Don't just be on the session with no activity. So if you're on a Forex broker, I mean, for the most part, I see some of you guys are texting me. I think the music is... I need to go ahead and change the volume. But I think the Forex brokers are cool. The reason why I started trading on the futures prop firm and the futures broker is that it's directly on TradingView, right? So whenever I'm going to go ahead and trade, right, this is what I do. I hop onto TradingView directly, and I click on the panel right over here, and there's a selection of brokers to trade with. There is actually even a paper trading option right here on TradingView, and you can select paper trading, and you can select connect. Alright, if you're not trading directly on TradingView and your broker is not directly on TradingView, you obviously stand a risk. Don't let people tell you, you are trading on TradingView if their broker is not here on TradingView. If it's not here on TradingView, you're not trading on TradingView. Right? That's not what it is. Right? You're trading on something else, unless it's not on here. So, paper trading is a good way to start. This is simulated trading, and you can press connect, and it'll connect to a paper trading account. Obviously, I played around with it before, and I have a paper trading account right here on TradingView, and I can go on to even pairs like gold and GBP USD. Right, some of the futures contracts won't really work, but I can just press sell, I can just press buy, and even right now I can execute a sell on GBP USD, right? And for the most part, I want you guys to see, once I press sell, it's gonna ask me, what's my stop loss. Let's say I want my stop loss to be 1.27741, right? I'm gonna put my stop loss at 1.27741, and then once I got it over here, let's say I want to risk $100 on this trade, or $1,000, or just $100, right? So 46 pip stop loss, $100. I would have to put this much into the market, and then I could press sell, and as you guys can see, I have officially executed on that sell on GBP USD. This is not futures on the paper trading that I'm doing right now, but this is just an example of how it would look like when you actually trade on futures, right? So this is just an example. We're just taking a paper trade, and this is what your trade would look like. Obviously, it says negative 100 up here, because if it hits stop loss, that means I would lose minus 100. I'm negative $1 right now, and it's pretty smooth. I can even drag my stop loss. I can move it up and change it, and my risk would be, $200 instead of $100. I can even move my stop loss down, and my risk is now $25 instead of $200 or $100. So it's very, very cool in that aspect. And I want you guys to understand, before you enter any position on TradingView, all you have to do is mark up your chart, be on TradingView, which is where you always mark up your chart anyways. And whenever that setup arises, and whenever that confirmation arises, all you have to do is press sell or buy. All you have to do is, let's say live in action, and you say, all right, we're gonna close out of this sell, right? I'm just doing examples. These are not actual trades. These are really just for fun examples, right? And I want you guys to see, let's say I put in a buy right here, and my stop loss is like this, and my take profit is like this. This is just an example setup. I put buy. My number is right here on the screen for my stop loss. My number is right here on the screen for my entry. My number is right here on the screen for my take profit. All I have to do is press buy. All I have to do is put stop loss. All I have to do is look at this number, 2.7119. All I have to do is click take profit. This is a 1 to 4, 1 to 5. All I have to do is put 128, 120. it'll already give me my risk. Let's say I want to put $50 onto this trade setup. I can go ahead and it does it right then and there. My risk to reward, my execution, everything was right there on TradingView. So this is perfect, and this is what you guys need to be on, because if it's not on TradingView, don't let anybody lie to you and say you're trading on TradingView if your broker is not here on TradingView. This is just a paper trade account, and as you guys can see, the trade went up $1. If I move my stop loss up, you know, or even if I move my take profit down, right, it'll show just that 1 to 1, right? It'll show 1 to 3. So all of this is very, very fast. I'm gonna close out of this position, and that's that. Now I can go ahead and log out of the paper trade account, and there is a selection of brokers once again. And if your broker is not on here, I'm not saying it's gonna get shut down or anything, but understand you run the risk, and your executions will not be as fast and not be as good as that. So the best brokers, number one, there's TradeStation. TradeStation is actually the longest known futures broker. Webull is one of the longest known stock brokers. AMP is also another stock futures broker as well. Oanda is actually a forex broker, so this is great. They have forex brokers a part of TradingView. So let's say you're okay with the capital requirements and the leverage of trading on these, like TradeStation and Oanda, then go for it. Even Forex.com has an account right here. I'm not gonna go on to there. Tradovate is the actual broker that we use. Tradovate is the actual broker that I'm using right now. So for you guys that want to actually get onto Tradovate, we're gonna show you guys how to set that up. Alright, we're gonna show you guys what is Tradovate, how it works, and how you guys can set it up and connect it directly to TradingView. Interactive Brokers is actually one of the leading futures brokers as well. I've actually heard a lot of great things about them, but I have yet to try them. There is a lot of other brokers here, like Gemini, StoneX, Blue Line. There's a lot. I mean, a lot of them don't really have much reviews yet, but Tradovate and TradeStation are the top two futures broker. I wish I could put them two together, but Tradovate and TradeStation are my top two futures broker. And if you guys are inside of the Discord, then you guys know that we actually go ahead and we look at these things, right? So futures basics, right? We're going to go ahead and go to the important links. When you go to important links, we're going to go over Top Step, right? Top Step is one of the futures brokers, but it's not on Tradovate. When we go down, there's actually Tradovate and TradeStation. When you click on TradeStation, this is what the link will pop up to, and this is how you actually can get an account with TradeStation. Understand, if you guys want to actually deposit, you guys want to actually do these type of things, you can actually use your actual bank account, your actual direct credit card. You don't have to do any Bitcoin or anything weird. Like, it's actually fast deposits, and this is how the lot sizes and pricing works. This is how the margin and commission rates work. So when you're on the actual website for TradeStation, then you're going to go to the actual futures margin rates, and you need to understand these futures margin rates. For you guys that don't understand how the actual margin requirements work for futures, this is something to be aware of, because the guys that are asking, right, especially my guy Tony in the chat, he said, Kyle, do you like futures better compared to Forex? The only difference that you guys have to understand with futures is the actual leverage requirements, and the leverage requirements are different for the pairs that you're trading. So let's say you're trading the ES, which is the E-mini S&P, which is one of the most popular pairs for futures. So let's say you're on Forex. The equivalent to that is SPX 500. SPX 500 is basically ES. In order to trade this on an intraday account, even just one contract, you need about $1,300 minimum in your account, right? But do not be scared from that, because that's just micro S&P, micro SPX, which is micro ES. Oh, that's just SPX, which is ES. But there's also something called micro ES. Micro ES is called MES, micro S&P. So don't be scared when people tell you that, you know, you need a lot of money to trade futures, or, you know, in order to trade, or you have to trade Forex because, you know, it's better because you can flip with less money, right? I don't really like that phrase anymore, because what I realize is that you can actually trade on futures with low account sizes as well, because the micro ES, the micro S&P, like, you can trade that intraday with $130. And obviously I don't recommend you to only start with $130, but for a lot of you guys think that you need like $5,000, $10,000. Obviously that's a great starting point, but your intraday initial and your intraday maintenance is only about $130. Obviously that's only on one contract, and like there's way more that goes into the rates. That's like overnight rates, and there's maintenance margin for overnight holding. So let's say you would want to hold that position overnight, you would need a bigger account size for sure. You would need like a $1,300 account size, and that's just for the indexes. There is more, so that's for you guys that like to trade like the indexes, right? There are the actual pricings right here on TradeStation. Now I'll drop the link to this in the chat for you guys to reference this, but it's in the Discord as well. So if you guys are not in the Discord, you guys should go ahead and get in the Discord. So currencies, right? Let's get into currencies. They have what's called the Great Britain pound. So for you guys that trade GBP USD, it's very, very similar. It's actually called 6E. So the ticker, it should be 6E, right? When you actually go on the chart, it would say 6E. It says BP right over here, but if you go on the chart, it's actually 6B, right? I think there's something wrong with the website. But they have the British pound, they have the Canadian dollar. I think it's actually like this on the website, but once you actually get onto the broker, it's different. They also have the micro 6E. So you can actually trade the euro with just a regular futures euro contract with $1,000. So usually if you're just trading a regular currency contract or regular indices contract, it would be about $1,000. But I don't really recommend trading the regular contracts. I always recommend starting off with the micros. And you could trade micro euro with only about $200, $230. So I actually don't even trade the euro anymore. I trade the Great Britain pound, and I trade gold. So with gold, with micro gold, you can trade with about $500, and with the micro Great Britain pound, you could trade with about $200. So you can actually start trading these futures contracts on a live account. You know, as long as you have that initial size of greater than $200 to start. That's just with one of Great Britain pound, and more than $550 for gold, right? For micro gold. So you guys can actually trade futures contracts on TradingView with the micros. And this is great. This is life-changing. I think this is amazing because you guys saw how good the executions we are getting, and you guys see the great setups that we're catching, especially when we're paying attention to the fundamentals, especially when we're paying attention to what's going on in the market, and we're staying active, and we're looking on higher time frame, lower time frames. We have the community here, we have the chat here, we have the Discord community, right? As long as we have those things, we're well prepared for what's going on in the market. So by doing a combination of those things, we can catch great entries, great setups. I'm going to go over some of the setups that I'm looking at now. And, the dollar was just one of them. There is Great Britain pound. After I go ahead and remove majority of the drawings that we're looking at here, I'm not going to lie. Great Britain pound is at an interesting spot. We are looking to see this thing actually continue bullish, right? We're not really bearish whatsoever. This high, these equal highs are a target for us, and we look for the market to actually lean towards this direction. So for the most part, it's just in a consolidation box, and we look for that to be breaking out of soon. So let's see how the market reacts earlier on into the week for sure. Gold. Again, if we're looking on the 4 hour, this thing did just grab some liquidity. So it is in a prime position to start going bullish. But for the most part, it's looking very bearish. I'm not really going to look for any fading off unless I see a clear reaction tomorrow or clear reaction later on during the week. There's really not much on the table. So we would have to see maybe like a liquidity grab of some sort to get us in the market, or we just continue, right? So I feel like we've dropped so much that I wouldn't really want to sell around these levels unless we get a crazy retracement up and price action actually forms a little bit something different. Now, since TradeStation is my like top broker that I'm using, right? You guys can open an account through them without any really like referral link. There's no referral link of that sort, but I did just want to let you guys know that if you guys want a reliable prop firm that I know is one of the best in the game, Take Profit Trader is one of the best places to go. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat to Take Profit Trader, and I want you to actually go ahead and check them out as well. Top Step is actually one of the number 2 on my list, slowly becoming the number 1 by the day. Obviously, I would need to actually get funded and pass the challenge through them to actually say I'm a Top Step trader before I actually go ahead and let you guys know that I am funded through them. But I do like their firm. Understand they don't have, when you get Top Step X, it's actually its own platform, so it's not on TradingView. So as long as you understand the pros and cons of both, Top Step X is a very great platform, and I've used it before, and they have lots of educational tools that actually encourage people that trade Forex to learn futures as well. So I'm a great activist for people that do those type of things. So Take Profit Trader, once you purchase an account through them, when you go onto their website as a whole, they have a bunch of different accounts. I do want to go over the firm, and one thing that's very great about them is that, you know, for the most part, depending on which account size you get, right, they have some sales where you can actually get like 40% off. I don't want to watch the video, sorry about that. But let's say you press get started, right, and you get like a 50K account, like, you know, one of the smallest accounts. They'll ask you to log in and stuff, and then once you log in, promo code will pop up. You press get started now, it'll say like 40% off, so it'll be like $100 or so. These are way cheaper than the actual Forex prop firms, so that's another reason why I like futures. Not because of the prop firms, I like them because of the great executions and actually the benefits of futures contracts and knowing what they are, as opposed to just being locked in on just Forex. But Futures prop firms are actually a lot cheaper. They don't charge you like a big $500, $600 ticket or $300 ticket for a 50K account or a 100K account. It's actually only $100, and it is monthly, but it's actually monthly until you pass. So if you pass before the month is up, you don't get billed that monthly subscription. And I think this is great because with the Forex prop firms, they made it unlimited. The Forex prop firms, their rules are that you have unlimited time to pass the challenge. And that's why, they have to pay. You think about prop firms like a business. They have to pay for those accounts that they have you on. And obviously, for their business to continue to operate, you need to actually go ahead and pay them. You need to actually go ahead and they need to make money off you. Now, the futures firms are a lot better because it's not like a big one-time fee up front. They bill you monthly, and it's actually a lower fee. And if you pass before the month is up, then you don't have to pay that, which is great. The max position size on the 50K is 6 contracts, so you can get away with 6 contracts, which is 60 on the micros. This is what people don't understand, right? This is powerful. 60 micros is crazy. Not like I would ever be dropping 60 micros here on a trade or live on stream with you guys, but you can leverage up on futures. You can scale up on futures. There are ways to going about and doing so nowadays. So I wouldn't be doing that, but I'm just saying, guys, right? A lot of people do complain about the leverage requirements. Obviously, this is a prop firm, and this is on an actual funded account. But ladies and gentlemen, even if you had upwards of like an $1,000, $2,000 account, right? You know on some positions, you guys would be able to put multiple micro contracts on a trade, and with good risk to reward, knowing good concepts, knowing good fundamental and supply and demand biases, you guys can actually catch good risk to reward setups on micros and grow your accounts on futures without dealing with all the broker BS and whatnot. So just try it out for a week and let me know how you guys like it. There are a lot of people in the community, just like myself, that have already gotten funded and are on the brink of paying out and getting big paid outs. So honestly, I don't really like hyping it up. So I let the results do the talking. But let's keep it pushing. I want you guys to go ahead, and once you guys get an account with Take Profit Trader, then you guys will actually get emailed a Tradeovate login. So just like how you guys get a MetaTrader 4 login, just like if you were to get a Forex prop firm, right, they'll give you a login on MetaTrader. But if you get a futures prop firm account, they give you your login on Tradeovate. So you would click on Tradeovate, and then you would log in, and obviously you would have your username and password right here to log in. And this is gold. This has a lot of reviews, a lot of accounts with Tradeovate. So I want you guys, once you guys get an account, it doesn't even have to be with Take Profit Trader. There are a lot of other futures prop firms out there that are inside of the Discord. In our community, we don't just stick to one, we have multiple. So there are some people that are on like Top Step and My Funded Futures. So be aware, there are a lot of other prop firms out there. So as long as they're utilizing Tradeovate, I do like them. I do like Tradeovate for the most part, because Tradeovate is actually on TradingView, and you can execute your trades directly on to TradingView. Now, just some of the recaps of some of the setups that we did take. It's crazy. We did call out this setup, right? This setup was called out inside of the trade alerts, I do just want to go over. This is one of the setups we called out inside of the Discord. We called out gold for the buy last week, and one of the major reasons for that was just because of a simple continuation supply and demand New York session setup. And as you guys can see, gold did end up falling, but this is why I did like transitioning to futures, because it did teach me the power of just taking my 1 to 3 and closing out by the end of the day in slow and steady growth. So I actually couldn't even hold this overnight. So after the drop, I actually was out way before this. So we didn't catch any setups later on Friday. So for the most part, that was one of the earlier setups that we did catch. Now going back, we did catch another setup on gold for the buy that was actually a little bit lower down here. Let's go over the New York session setups. The reason why I'm going over these setups is that because we want to study, some of our prior setups, wins and losses, because this is my entry model. This is exactly what I look for when I'm getting into the market. We're going to put on our John Phibbs London and New York Open, and we're going to go ahead and look at the first setup that we called out last week on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, when we were looking at the market, it was about 8 a.m. One thing that I do want to point out is the dollar, right? What was the dollar doing Wednesday at 8 a.m.? Wednesday at 8 a.m., the dollar was doing this. We were in this range right over here. And looking at the dollar, we were heavily bearish. We were in a heavy bearish trend, and we didn't quite yet break any 4-hour structure. Now, we did kind of just not really break through that low, and we're holding this low. So now I'm kind of looking at the dollar like, man, we've got to really pay attention, because now we're shifting into bullish territory. But in this price action, we were definitely heavily bearish, and the dollar was trending down. And for the most part, gold was trending down as well. Gold and the dollar, usually when the dollar is going down, gold usually tends to trend up. Not always. Gold is also influenced by other factors, by not just the dollar, but the dollar is one of the most important ones. So I saw the fact that we were just heavily bearish dollar and gold was in that continuation trend is one of the reasons why I actually decided to buy up gold at 9:30, because at 8 a.m. we had a big upwards candle, right? So that painted my direction for the day. At 9:30 we were at this orange level. This was the orange level at 9:30. This is where we were at. Now at 9:30 we had a decision to make, to either fade the market or continue with the market. And me, I'm the type of person, I like continuations over reversals. We were already going bullish, and we were already bullish overnight from London, and a combination of that with this imbalance level is one of the reasons why I actually ended up calling out that setup. It reacted very quickly off of that imbalance. So I'm not gonna lie, some people got in, and this was called live out on stream, and the recording of the stream is on my YouTube as well. Now, one of the big things was just London, New York continuation, supply and demand, and trend. Looking at the second setup, this second setup was actually a lot more cleaner. For the most part, the first setup was a lot more harder. That's usually how it is. The lower you get, it's the harder the entry. The higher you get, is the harder the entry, right? The best risk to reward trades are going to be the hardest entries. Are going to be the entries that sometimes take even 2 or 3 stabs at the market, or even sometimes the setups where everybody is telling you things are not going to go that way, and they end up going your way anyways. So when you're in setups, that's why it's important to focus on you and you only, because the best risk to reward trades only a few are in them, and guess what? By the time majority are in and they believe, the risk to reward is not really even there yet. So the risk to reward was really there on this setup, and actually not really as much there on this setup, but it was a lot more clean. Right? It was a lot more clean, and you could have squeezed it down even more, but if you chose not to and you just followed the trend and you looked at the supply and demand, that was one confirmation again with our New York Open. But one of the main things that you have to see here is at 8 a.m. where we had no movement, and then we had a harsh candle towards the downside. Now this engulfing candle, pay attention to this, because this engulfing candle, right, we kind of did nothing. We didn't really sweep liquidity, right? I always look for this swipe of liquidity and then the engulfing candle after it. So once we sweep liquidity, we swept some sort of liquidity, we formed another engulfing candle, a bullish engulfing candle. So after seeing the sweep of liquidity, bullish engulfing candle, and obviously maybe look at a little bit, it wasn't really as confirmed with volume, but sweep of liquidity plus a bullish engulfing candle plus trend confirmation, and it's in our time, it's in our prime time hours of operations setup. That obviously right there is a setup that I'm going to take for 1 to 3 all day. 1 to 3 in and out, right? That's my perfect risk management strategy. I always take my 1 to 3, get out, call it a day. Sometimes I'll take 75-80% and let the rest ride, but on this position, there wasn't really any much movement after that, so I ended up just closing out everything around this level entirely. So gold was a position that it was very, very simple. Now let's move on to GU, because GU did have some movement as well. Obviously we ended off on Friday with some harsh moves, bullish. The dollar, which is very, very bearish GU. But let's look at our New York session kill zone. Right, let's just look at the two setups. We did actually call this setup out in the Discord as well. So let's pull this up once again. Doesn't want to pop up. But we did call out GBP USD on these two entries. Obviously, bearish dollar was very, very prominent at the time being, and we were in the New York session. These were a lot cleaner, a lot better on the risk to reward side. I really was looking at the 5-minute, and the 15-minute is just a better intraday outlook. I just seeing how GBP USD moved on the day, right? We obviously are looking to keep our setups more intraday, because on the futures we have something called trailing drawdown on the futures prop firms. So when you're trading with trailing drawdown, you really can't swing and hold large positions, because think about it like this: your realized gains, and unrealized gains both count on the drawdown. So even if you lose some gains and it's unrealized, and if it's realized, they both count towards your drawdown, intraday trailing drawdown. So it's important to take profits. It's important to take majority of your profits and look not to swing too much, even if you're 100% accurate that the position is going to hold out. Because guess what? At the end of the day, it's not worth it. It's not worth losing an account, losing trailing drawdown, because you tried to swing on a prop firm. If you want to try to go swing trade, you've got to build that more capital on a regulated broker. You know, obviously there's unregulated brokers. You can go take swings and do high risk degen stuff, you know, which is something I look to do more. But I'm trying to educate you guys on some regulated stuff so you guys understand more than just that side. I don't want to create a culture of just like degen stuff, right? I want to do some degen stuff with you guys. I want to do some high risk stuff with you guys. But sometimes you do got to snap back to a little bit of reality for a bit and say, hey, you know, what are the people on Wall Street are doing, trading stocks and futures and forex, right? They're trading on things like these and platforms like these, right? So keep that in mind. Back to the GBP USD on the 5 minute though, right? We were bearish the dollar for the most part last week. Obviously things shifted, but you know, I was looking at these 5 minute candles, and again, we always want to look for the swipe of liquidity, right? The sweep of liquidity plus a 5 minute candle. I guess you could have said we could have played this candle over here because it's sweep liquidity and it did present a 5 minute candle. There's a lot of instances where the market does that. I mean, it even swept liquidity over here and printed a 5 minute engulfing candle. There's so many instances of the market just sweeping liquidity and printing a 5 minute candle. Don't just get in because of just that. That's just one confirmation of many, and we always see more of that in our session time. That's why we trade this session and we trade the New York session, because we always see a little bit more frequency of those setups during that time as opposed to just trading any other time. And we don't have to waste our time on other setups if we're not actually trading during that time. So that's the time that we're trading, and that's where the frequency is going to be put out. So we're going to put our focus towards there. This, you know, this overall, you know, wasn't as attractive to me because, again, last week on Wednesday we were more bearish the dollar, so I was looking for bullish GU setups, and you know, this one did look attractive, but you know, obviously looking on the volume, we didn't really get a volume confirmation. So the volume, understanding volume, right, we came out as a bullish engulfing candle, but the volume wasn't as bullish, right? It didn't really come out as bullish as the previous candles. You know, over here we actually swept liquidity, created a 5 minute candle, and the bullish volume actually increased. So bullish volume actually did come in like right at that candle, right, you know, right where we were looking at it. So I'm not gonna lie, this is a setup that we could have really executed on live in real time. We were actually calling it out in the chat, in the Discord. We were literally telling everybody about this, and this was in the chat. It's just one thing where you just have to execution over analysis, right? Seeing liquidity swipe, you know, seeing the reaction, the candle. These things happen on the 5 minute chart. Do you guys understand that? Do you guys understand happening on the 5 minute chart and having it react that fast and then going, you know, break even around here, right? We go break even once we see a break of structure. So once we got up around this level, we had to go break even, right? Do you guys understand? Obviously there is an amount of focus needed, and there's an amount of concentration and discipline needed if you're on things like the 5 minute chart, playing these type of candles, and a level of patience needed as well. There are plays just like this on the 15 minute as well. So you know, for example, they had a 15 minute candle, bullish engulfing candle, that came in right after the volume, and obviously you could have caught your 1 to 3 that way, right? There's no right or wrong way. There really isn't. You could have caught your risk to reward setup on that trade right there. But when you're trading on futures, you do need a little bit more of that capital to go ahead and swing and hold past the market close and overnight. On Forex, there, obviously you don't need that. But you stand the risk of slippage and swap and fees, and there's, the pros and cons. You have to understand what you're gaining and what you're losing. On futures, yes, you do have to close out a lot of things before market close, but you don't take a lot more of those big losses and those big things that these brokers try to do to swindle you out of your money. So just understand that. So that's GBP USD on Wednesday, and it was a little bit more chop on Thursday. I did not trade this pair on Thursday, but understand you really only need 1 or 2 good setups a week, because that was your 1 to 3 right there, right? That was your 1 to 3 right there. That was 3 setups on 2 currency pairs that would have given you your setup. And if you're trading on futures, it's called 6B. This is the futures contracts, 6B, right? And if you're trading gold on futures, you would trade the MGC, micro gold futures, right? And micro gold futures, you can trade this directly right here on TradingView. You don't need an external MetaTrader or application. So this is amazing. USD CAD. I know my guy Devon wanted me to go over USD CAD with you guys, and I have to go over it. USD CAD had a big run up, and it's continuing ever since. And if I'm gonna be honest, family, we're probably gonna get more and more of it. I don't see it stopping. Once USD CAD gets in a trend like this, it doesn't stop, it doesn't slow down, and we get more and more continuations. A lot of people texting me. Sorry about that. I'm just getting a lot of messages. But yeah, I don't think USD CAD is slowing down. I think this thing is going to continue from here. After seeing a weekly candle closure like that, obviously USD CAD and the dollar are a lot different, but I expect to see USD CAD probably look to clear these highs. Look to continue bullish. USD CAD and the dollar don't really always fall in line, so I'll play continuations over reversals, my brother. I know you know the vibes already. So right now, the best thing I can say is look at this imbalance fill on the daily. This imbalance right here, this imbalance is going to be very, very important, because that's the last area where price really touched, and the last area where I could really see much of a retest. Let me see. Yeah, I don't really see much reversal coming in, but yeah, closer to, and you might even have to play micro structure, bro. You really might have to wait for tomorrow, New York session. And if I'm gonna be honest, I really don't trade USD CAD as much, bro. I know that USD CAD used to be one of my favorite pairs, but for the most part, I am not focused on USD CAD. I'm gonna focus on the GBP USD. 1 second. Alright. My bad, somebody was calling me. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, more continuations on a lot of these pairs that I was looking at. I've been on stream for a minute, so let me take some questions. Who has some questions? Any questions or pairs? Any pairs that you would like for me to look at before I go ahead and say anything else and say anything further? What pairs are you guys, I mean, honestly, are there any pairs that you guys are looking at? Any pairs? Any pairs? I mean, any cryptos? Any cryptos? Anybody looking at any cryptos? A lot of cryptos popping off. A lot of cryptos popping off. GU buys. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking at. I'm glad you are on the same foot, brother. We're gonna have to wait it out though, bro. You know, don't be impatient this week, guys. It's a lot of fundamental news events coming up Wednesday and Thursday. Don't waste all your chips, right? Like my guy Free Zone Lou would say, and like my guy Free Zone Lou always drops the Jesse Livermore quotes. There's a time to go fishing. There's always a time to go fishing. GBP USD. Oh no, you said GJ. It's hard to be bearish, GJ, bro. So if you're gonna want me to come on here and say, yo, I'm bearish, GJ, nah, I'm a continuations over reversals type of guy, right? I'm a continuations over reversals type of guy. So I'll probably be looking for continuations. I don't really see much on GJ, but more continuations. Bitcoin and ETH. Algo, ICP, VET, XRP, Link. It's almost like you read my entire portfolio, bro. It's almost like you just read. It's almost like you just read my entire like thing. Crazy run down going on right now. Still bullish. I mean, after seeing this weekly close, guys, Bitcoin is at 69,000. Bitcoin will not stay under 70,000 for long. The fact that Bitcoin is still under $70,000, understand how bullish I still am. Still seeing this weekly chart. I haven't seen anything bearish quite yet. And the way that we broke those highs and retested those highs, don't over leverage, but I mean, still, we can expect at least one leg up. Can expect at least one leg up. Algo, ICP. Algo is a coin that I love and I hold. Let me go over to my crypto list, right? Algo is a coin that I love and I hold and I have entries in, right? And Algo sitting here at 17 cents. Just seeing Algo, how low it is. Anything under 20 cents on Algo is great positions to get in the market for long term. Obviously, this is a long term position because Algo in 2021 was actually sitting at $2.80. So seeing it under 20 cents right now, when cryptos just keep doing what they're doing and altcoins start flipping, right? Seeing Algo at 17 cents, under 20 cents, right? This would be a crazy flip on your actual trade if we can hit $3. Right? That's more than 1,000%. That's a crazy flip. So think more about these long-term projects, like my boy CM is dropping. Shout out my boy CM. Right? Shout out my boy CM in the chat. Right? Now let's look at ICP. ICP USD. ICP did just have a nice spike up, and the flip on ICP is even better, because the all-time high on some, it's 631 over here, but if we look at ICP on like other feeds like Bitfinex, right? Let's look at, I don't know which one to actually make sure I'm looking at. All right, so the actual real all-time high is $345 on ICP is the all-time high. We're at $11. So I mean, you guys see where we're at, and you guys see where we were. You know, that's more than a 3,000%, more than a 1,000%, more than a 2,000%, more than a 3,000%. If we can get above all-time highs on ICP. So if ICP really does, you know, what it has to do, and actually go ahead and flip up, we were in a little bit of a downtrend, and we just accumulated and broke out, just like Bitcoin did. We accumulated and broke out. What do you think is next? We accumulated and broke out. What do you think is next? The continuation up. So these are life-changing positions and generational wealth dips going on in the market. My guy said VET. Shout out VET, VeChain. Right, another project that I love a lot, and it's at some very great levels. The all-time high is 27 cents, and seeing it at 3 cents, right? Even seeing this thing flip back up to 30 cents would be a crazy flip. And this is more of a long-term projection as well. So seeing this thing break out and retest these levels, I would love to see VET continue making its run, this bull run. XRP, right? Let's go over XRP. Still bullish, right? So as you guys can see, I have a bullish chart here on XRP. If you're bullish crypto, you've got to be bullish XRP. Almost the entire crypto community is looking at XRP. Chainlink, I have some of it, but for the most part, it's actually already ran, right? It actually ran from $8 all the way to $16. So this is what a projection of what a flowing project looks like. Its all-time high is at $52. So anybody that bought around $10 is gonna be lit, and even at $16 is not too late, right? So even though you didn't get it right at $10, this thing continuations over reversals once again from $6, $5 to $6 to $15 to $21. Now we're just in that little bit of that retest phase. We gave about 50% retracement. I mean, I don't think major 90% retracements are gonna happen once again. I could stand corrected, but 50-60% retracements are healthy. Obviously it could dip a little bit more, but once the trend starts unfolding, then retracements start getting harder and harder to come by, which is why we like to get in before it becomes obvious to the masses. But now that it's become obvious to the masses, think about it. The more and more obvious it becomes, the less and less rewarding it becomes. So understand why there's importance of getting in early. And all the meme coins, I look, you have a few meme coins, LOL. All the coins I want to get back in and buy more of. Well, why not? Right? Why not? I want to ask you guys, what's holding you back? What's holding you back? Right? For a lot of the times, it's just ourselves, our own fear. Maybe it's capital. Maybe it's the action of doing so. But I don't think it's capital. I don't think it's capital because everybody always has an extra $20 laying around. Everybody always has an extra $50 laying around. Everybody always has an extra $10, even $100. If somebody told you right now, hey, give me $100 right now and I'll give you the keys to your brand new Lambo, would you take it? You would say hell yeah. You would find the $100 and you give it to him and you wouldn't even ask for it back. So obviously, just look at the amount of action and the amount of effort it took for you to go and get that. Now obviously, am I saying that your keys to your Lambo is right here? No. For some people, yes. For some people, no. But you would put importance on anything that is as attractive to you and as important to you. So put importance into this and it will be important in your life. I'm telling you guys that right now. So let's get it. Drop some meme coins for me in the chat. Drop some meme coins. What's your favorite meme coin? Right? I want to know some meme coins that you guys are looking at. Any meme coins? Before I go over some of my coins, I'm going to give you guys some opportunity to go over some meme coins. Now that we've went over the real projects. Do you guys want to see? I will go over a couple projects with you guys. One project that I've been going over recently is GME. And GME, I mean, I can't talk more and more about this. This thing is developing more and more by the day into a real project, into a solid project on Solana. It's at 2 cents now. When we first talked about it, it was below a penny. It's at a $145 million market cap. So if GME and the roaring kitty raise on Wall Street bets continues, then we should continue to have a bigger, even bigger play out here on the weekly and monthly chart on GME. Right, that's just betting on the Solana ecosystem as a whole. One thing I do want to go over is Tate, man. Shout out Tate. Right, shout out Tate with the RNT token, man. RNT token went absolutely crazy. This was actually a token that I was able to capitalize on, man. I'm so grateful because I actually follow Andrew Tate very heavy. For you guys that know me, you guys know that I like to share a lot of his content, and I like to actually provide awareness. And even when I started my course and when I started actually promoting the community aspect of trading, I brought a lot of his content along with it, and he would love for people to do the same as well, and I would love for you guys to do the same as well with my content. And if any of you guys have some valuable content, I'm always doing the same. The love is always mutual with me, right? You never really see me holding back, right? So, Andrew Tate tweeted that he was RNT, a real N-word Tate, right? He was tweeting about crypto during the morning, and once I saw him tweet about crypto, he tweeted one tweet, and he said, "Cannot have meme coins without the top G." That's what he tweeted, right? And it was right here. So he didn't really warn anybody about this one. This was an unplanned pump. The top G token, getting into this one, you would have had to have really, really known what was going on behind the scenes. This one happened really, really out of nowhere. You would have had to been sniping while you would have had to have been there right on the second. And he said cannot have meme coins without the top G. And it just shot up like crazy. Honestly, I got in around the first initial pump. and I rode the wave, and I have entries from 1 cent. I literally have an entry from 1 cent, and I'm still gonna ride that 1 cent entry, right? Obviously, I've actually taken some off the table, but I'm not selling my entire position on this trade, right? I actually might even get a little bit more on the dip because I just like the product, just like GME, right? If you look on the monthly chart, it had one big run up, like maybe 100,000% gains, but then they always have their 90% like retracements. Like these tokens, that's just a crypto market cycle. That's just what it is. And as long as you're in a project that's not like a rug pull or anything, it'll probably grow. It might take time. You might be early or you might be late. That's crypto, right? As long as you're not like getting out there getting rug pulled or scammed or selling out early or doing something that you shouldn't be doing, like this run could be great for you guys. So I mean, obviously earlier on GME, it was a little bit rough to get in on there. I was not actively getting in on this. Like honestly, when I first saw this, a friend actually shared me GME, and he did tell me to get into GME, and I saw all this, and I didn't get into GME. I was like, man, screw that. Like that's a trash. like I literally was like disregarding it whatsoever. It had a huge run up, and gratefully it pulled back, and I was like, you know what? Send it. Got in within like, I'll say 10 days. Think about 10 days, right? 10 days, 14 days maybe, this whole accumulation. And now we're trending once again. I do expect this thing to continue, especially now that the stock market is opening back up. Roaring Kitty is starting to talk back more on Twitter. Bull run is commencing. I mean, this could easily turn into like a real project on real exchanges. So like keep that in mind. At a low market cap still. Top G token, why I like it is because they actually burned like 57% of the supply of this. So if Top G, the name Top G just keeps growing in the crypto space, the community would actually like really like the Top G as a whole, and Top G the name, and the fact that the supply is actually just burned like crazy and it's still at 10 mil, even though Top G has kind of taken a little bit of a chill off. It is something that I continue to follow and I will continue to follow. RNT is one that, you know, even I'm in Top G as well, and I actually will look to continue to get into Top G, but RNT is one of my favorites for sure, and it is obviously the favorite of Tate as well, and it actually did just get listed on an exchange. So if you look at RNT, it is at 3 cents, and you know, these are around the same prices. They're both at like 2 or 3 cents. So Tate probably plans to do around like the same type of pricing on these type of things. Like we know that clearly he's behind them at this point, right? If you look at the website, it goes straight to University. If you go to Top G website, like he has a Top G on Solana now. So I mean, clearly these are his two projects. So you really just want to focus on those two. If you're following the actual space as a whole of Andrew Tate, you do want to follow those two tickers and keep up with those two tickers entirely. And he even said on the live stream that I did have on YouTube that those were the two tickers. So obviously you would want to focus on that. One thing that I did want to say is I posted a video on GME, and I put multiple charts in the Discord on GME. So still, it's not too late. Still, you are early, because if you understand the crypto space, you have to understand what you're getting into and understand the longevity of what you're getting into. One of the last things I'm going to leave you guys off with, and I'm going to leave you guys off with this, I'm going to talk about Roost on Base. Roost on Base is a base token, right? This is a token that is on the Base chain, and it's actually at really good pricing right now. It's accumulating. Roost on Base, right? It's at 3 cents, right? All these tokens right here, RNT sitting at 3 cents, Top G sitting at 3 cents, right? Go back to GME, 2 cents, right? GME at 2 cents, RNT at 3 cents, Top G at 2 cents, and Roost is at 3 cents. These are all like really, really low cap tokens. Understand that. So understand the risk behind them as well, right? Don't just degen your entire portfolio, but understand I'm giving you guys 4 low cap tokens, and in the chat there's 4 high cap tokens. So if you understand the difference, you put majority of your portfolio, majority of your time and energy into the high cap tokens like Algo, ICP, VeChain, XRP, and Chainlink. But that doesn't mean you don't have some of the smaller tokens that are still lower in market cap, like Roost. Roost on base is great because it is on 3 cents. It is a 39 million market cap. Tate is talking about this coin, and it is on the base chain. And I do like where they're headed with their marketing, and I've seen the team behind them, and I've actually done my research and seen what the project is doing. They're very active on Twitter, so it's a very, very great thing. I'm not gonna really like promote like a lot of these tokens as like to like, yo, this is it, this is it, this is it. But I'm just saying I really, really like it. I really, really like Top G as well because I follow this and I follow into the movement. I really like RNT because of the amount of volume that they just had, and GME with the amount of volume that's going through them. Obviously, there are going to be more projects. Don't really get too antsy. Obviously, if you're getting into GME, you might as well get into AMC as well, because AMC is also on the Wall Street Bets list, and AMC is actually only at like a 7 million market cap. So I would say if GME actually becomes like a real token on Solana, just like how they're pumping GME, they probably pump AMC as well. And you know what? They probably make AMC also into a real token on Solana. The amount of volume and money that's coming into Solana, you're betting on the Solana layer 2s. And if you're betting on the stock and the Wall Street Bets plays on GME, you might as well understand the power of betting on AMC on Solana as well. That is actually under a penny, so you're getting in at a 7 million market cap. So it's under a penny, it's lower, more room for growth. So obviously keep up with the project. Look at these things on Dex Screener. If you don't have a basic understanding of crypto, don't even get in. Don't even buy. Don't even enter the market. If you don't have a basic understanding of crypto, go to the description of this video. Get inside the Discord. Actually go ahead and get on WAP. Go to the Crypto Basics course. Go through the risk management. Go through the chart work, go through the fundamental work, understand why we're even looking at the markets, what we're looking at, what are our main focuses. I went over some of them and majority of them on this call, but I want you guys to go through the basic stuff. And obviously, if you want more advanced projections and more advanced outlooks, inside of my actual Crypto Connect course, inside of the Currency Connect, is where you guys can actually get more advanced resources and more advanced call outs. I've been dropping a lot of things for free out here for you guys, but I hope you guys know there are more options out there for you guys that are looking to get with me on a more personal level. So with that being said, I hope all of you guys are safe in the markets this week, right? If you guys are excited for this week, drop a 444 in the chat. As you guys can see, the markets are heating up. And I will look to continue to trade live with you guys this week. Definitely get with me. I will be on the futures platforms executing positions with you guys. So be on the lookout. Trade safe. Trade slow, trade steady. For you guys that are on the futures brokers, understand we are really limiting it to the micro contracts, and we are not, doing anything more than 10 contracts. If, like, me personally, I haven't been doing more than 10 contracts, maybe even 12, but still, that's pushing it, and not on a regular. That's on the micros. Let's get it, Mike. How you doing, bro? How you doing, my man, Mike? You doing good, man? Is 6 contracts 6 trades or 6 positions? 6 contracts is basically like a lot size. 1 contract is like a lot size. That's 1 position, right? One. It's not 6 trades. It's just 6 different, risk parameters. 1 contract on 1 pair is different than 1 contract on another pair. But 1 contract is just one, basically, aka 1 lot size. So it doesn't equal out to the same thing. But think about it like this: if you're putting a 1 contract, think about it like 1.0. It's more like a 0.01 because it's the lowest one. But that's just your lot. It's just your risk. Alright, getting ready for the week. Love to hear. What you looking at? You looking at anything that I should be aware of? You looking at any currencies? You looking at... I'm not gonna lie, bro. I gotta hit you up. Because I remember you were telling me something about you were coding and stuff, and you wanted to get with me. So let me text you. Obviously, there is a couple people that have been trying to text me, call me during the stream. So I try to stay on here as long as possible with you guys, answering questions and giving resources for anybody that missed it, or for anybody that is late. The recording will always be here on YouTube, which is why I like it, because all the recordings and everything is all here, one stop, one shop, for you guys to always access and reach me at all times. Futures prop pack, if in drawdown near a couple of days from renewal. Increase risk to either blow or get into prop. Damn, I mean, reason. Free reset only if you blow account. Oh. Which prop firm is that on? Is that on Top Step? A Take Profit Trader is always a free reset or rebuild. Oh yeah, no, I think it's the same. Never mind. You're right. It's only if you blow account. Yeah. That's a good tip. Very good tip. On all prop firms, actually, you should really do that. If you're a couple of days from the monthly, yeah, you should just max it out. If I'm gonna be honest, that is, yeah, Top Step, Apex, My Funded Futures, and I think the same for Take Profit Trader as well, bro. So you're not wrong. All the futures prop firms, if you're about to hit the monthly, you shouldn't pay them. Like you really should just go for the full thing. But obviously, I'm not like telling people to do that. But bro, that's a good tip. That is a good tip. And anybody that takes that, go ahead and run with it. I'm just looking at indices and gold. Those are great prop firms as well that you mentioned, Top Step, Apex, and My Funded Futures. So, I mean, hey, you know, if you don't want to go with the one that I have, there's a lot of other options too that Mike just recommended. So feel free to look into them, and obviously we will always be with you guys to give updates on the firms, right? So once I get on to my funded futures and Apex and stuff, I can give you guys further updates. Obviously I have some students inside the community that are actually funded already with my funded futures and Top Step and Apex, and they have been giving me updates as the time goes by. So we're actually all spread across around here, so I'm very, very excited to see where everybody goes, where we take this thing. Obviously I'm always here for any help that you guys need from me, and I want to just keep it pushing, keep it going, keep the energy flowing, and let's get it. Top Step X is good because you can copy trade up to 3 funded accounts. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. That's a fact. That is very blessed. Very, very blessed, bro. Very, very blessed. Bro, I really hope I see your certificate real soon, bro. I really want to see that, man. I'm rooting for you, bro. I know you've been killing it, crushing it. So keep it up, bro. Keep it up. No doubt, Tony. You know the vibes. But with that being said, I appreciate each and every single one of you guys for actually going ahead and tuning in. Honestly, I will have to go ahead and call it a night. We have been on here for like more than an hour, so you guys know the projects and currencies that we're looking at this week and the platforms we are trading on. So with that being said, I want you guys to tap in with me in the Discord. I really do want you guys to actually go ahead and chat with me, right? We are in the Discord live every single day, so don't be shy. Mike, appreciate you for always tapping in, bro. Let's talk about that after stream. Tony, let's keep it up. And for the rest of you guys, I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. See you guys at the top.